Alright guys, so I'm going to try this one more time. Again, those of us that are collectors know that your collections are ever changing and it doesn't matter how much work you put into your shelving, it never seems to stay the way you want it. So down at the bottom here we've got my Stormtrooper helmet with the Boba Fett inspired paint job from David Smith. These are just a bunch of my tiny arcade games, and yes, they all do work, although I gotta mess around with my Pac-Man game because it kind of messes up once in a while. And then of course we get those lovely tacky holiday troopers that are just kind of ridiculous, but I have them. And then behind are just some metal lunch boxes. They all came with like socks and planters and pins and a few other little odds and ends like that. So they're, again, placeholders, because this shelf can definitely change. And then we're up. And we're getting into the sequels shelf. So again, nothing super exciting, guys. Again, you get Elo Asty in the back. He's one of my favorites from the sequels. I don't mind that 3PO with the red glowing eye gag. It's always cold in the basement, so his eyes are always red, so it's like he's stoned. We'll just skip past her. Zori's a pretty good figure. I do like the Episode 9 Rey. And then, I don't know if you can recognize him in the back. That's C-3PO in the back there. He's got a red arm, so that's sometimes difficult to be able to tell him apart from, regular C-3PO. Chewbacca, again, not too bad. But as far as the rest of this group goes, not a lot of memorable figures there. So, I mean, some good engineering, but just some bad decision making on some of them. And I know it's the times, some of the face sculpts and stuff wasn't there, but I just don't want to see them go back and redo any of these. So let's just move on. And then this is just kind of a trooper shelf. This for no rhyme or reason. I've just got a bunch of troopers hanging out. So we've got Battlefront 2, TIE Pilot. I can never pronounce the name of that one that came out in the 4-pack, but that one there with that silver marking on the head. It's Justin Bieber Trooper. I think this was that deluxe one that came with all the explosion effects. This one was out of another 4-pack. Got a couple shock troopers, white pauldron, orange pauldron, sand trooper. You can already see, look, I've already blended the gaming grates into here. So we've got, oh man, I can never remember the name of that one. Shadow something or other, but he's there. The Crimson Trooper, there's that Shadow Trooper that goes with that Biker Scout and the speeder bike, all in black. Black pauldron, Sand Trooper, Jet Trooper, I've got a couple more to put out still. The Snow Trooper, one Vader with the removable helmet, Mouse Droid, and no Linda, I'm not looking past yours, but I wanted to save it for last for the shelf. But my barbecued custom trooper from Linda, which is awesome. And then in the background, just all the carbonized figures, just for the time being. Yes, they've all been opened, and I've just put them back in until I can figure out what they really do with them. So I've got them all. Yeah. So up we go. This is getting a little easier. And I'm starting to get some cheap shelving, I guess. Not shelving, but just some extensions to make some of the figures higher. Not a fan of the ones back there. The other ones you guys will see a little bit better. I think they work a lot better. But so we've got some Hoth Troopers and the Probe Droid, another Hoth Trooper. We got Hoth Leia. We got Archive Han, sort of. He's the, let me move Dak out of the way here. So he is the updated face. I just popped the head off and put it on the original body, and took an extra pair of goggles from the Rebel, build a Rebel Trooper figure, and I think he looks 100 times better. So, and Archive Luke, through, of course, gotta have an R2 somewhere. And then I finally decided to take Dak and Off-Pilot Luke out of the Snowspeeder because you never see them. And I think the orange helps pop against like all the dull tones of this shelf. We've got the Tauntaun. Really wish they would have done a second to have gone with the updated Wampa. Maybe they did one with a piece of the horn cut off, or the tusk or whatever, to be Luke's. I don't know. And then in behind there, we've got Dagobah Luke. He's just kind of hanging out. He's probably going to be partial custom fodder. I've got the belt from Bespin Luke on him, so I had to buy 2 of each. But now I'm going to have to steal that belt for that new one that's going to be coming out soon from those those 4 book figures. So you got General Veers, still one of my favorite figures. The AT-AT Driver, another Snow Trooper. Again, updated Bespin Luke, Bespin Han, still one of my favorite figures of all time. Yoda, we've got Bespin Leia, which was an exclusive. The updated Lando. We have Piet and Empire Strikes Back Vader. I didn't think the episode 4 Vader could get any better, but I was wrong. And that 2-pack Yoda and Luke, I think, is incredible. I don't think that individual Luke was even needed, but what do I know? And then that Chewie with the break apart C-3PO. So thanks to Mike Case for his tutorial on how to possibly put C-3PO into that mesh bag without losing your mind. So it's kind of an Empire Strikes Back sort of shelf. It's just the way things ended up. And again, going to be changing, but yeah. And we come up, it's just a little Goldberg figure. Looks like Santa Claus. Apparently it looks like me from Dylan. This was like my very first custom piece I ever got from David Smith. Still blows my mind every day I look at this thing. It's just gorgeous. So unfortunately, I just use it as a placeholder for all these little itty bitty guys. We do have the Hutt Slayer hanging out, and that Jawa that made an appearance in the Kenner inspired Jawa update that I just did. And then Jabba himself. That hookah pipe that he's got is actually from the original 83 set. I did buy some of the other bits because I had thought about getting the railing put on this, but I decided against it, or I was too lazy. One or the other. And then again, it's kind of Jedi's. It's just the way things ended up. But we got Force Ghosts, and we got Tebow, Luke, Han, Leia. Oh, look at that! It's R2-D2. So the Biker Scout. So our Scout Trooper, my favorite, right there. The good Admiral Akbar. We got Lando in a Skiff Guard disguise. We have Bausch. And we have the Gamorrean Guard, which I am desperately needing to get a second one of those. So yeah, so that's that shelf. Not too bad. And then the top one on this one's a little bit of a jumbled mess, but that's just the way it goes. So in behind here, we've got the episode 1 Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'll just do it right now. There's Darth Maul. Those were from Celebration. And then we've got some of those Galaxy Heroes, or I don't know, whatever they're called. But I've got the Fett, the Vader, and I don't know. I think that Ahsoka clone was like $5. The only reason I picked it up. Vintage collection. The retro collection Darth Vader. And then a couple of these little guys, of course, they have to have Mando and Boba Fett. So the question, easily tied with Batman as my favorite DC hero of all time. I just dig him a lot. I'd like to get some more figure versions of him for sure. My Tron Legacy Lego set right there. And my personally autographed Kevin Smith Funko Pop. Lord, I love you, Kevin Smith. And then we got Jay and Silent Bob hanging out right in the front anyways. Master Chief, I'm not a real big fan of this line. I do think aesthetically these things look great, not the best built, that's for sure. So I posed him. He is never going to change because I'm afraid that his arms will break off. So we got Cap Shield. That was from Dagupa. Same with that Boba Fett. It's kind of like a Build-A-Model with some magnets in the feet. You can change up the arms a little bit. A couple different poses. We've got, again, the 40th Boba Fett back there. I just have him because I've got a couple of the other ones on the same card back. We got Han and Carbonite with, of course, the infamous Kenner Fett that I opened on live on the internet and ended up on Usual Mike Television for doing it. My White Spy, my Dumpster Fire, who I don't know who sent me this. I know Uncle Mike has one. I dig it. I love it. Thank you to whoever did it. And then just some there. The Kenner colors are growing. So that Bloody Jawa, Zuckuss 4 LOM, Obi-Wan, and of course Fett. So I'm gonna have to make room for Greedo when he comes out. But that's that shelf. So that's my jumble, just so people see that I'm just not all Star Wars. So hang tight, guys, and we'll get to the last shelf. Okay, and quickly, just in case you guys are going, hey, we haven't seen very many of the Mandalorians, because that's the shelf we're going to be getting into. They're all kind of hanging here because I'm using them for my Bo-Katan review. So if you're going, geez, he's missing a few figures. I'm not. They're just down here for the time being until I add them back into my shelf. So, all right, one more second, guys. Last shelf, and we'll get out of here. Okay. So I forgot about these as well. This is on the one side wall you guys usually don't see, but that's my big Batman canvas poster. There's my Red Dwarf needlepoint that my mom made for me, which I think is really rad. My Batman 66 little print thing. This came from my daughter, I think last Christmas. Another canvas Batman. Carter made me a Batarang. Another Batman. Another needlepoint. And of course, Route 66. I do have a Seinfeld one that's got to go up at some point. I just got to figure out where. But yeah, so this is kind of one of the walls you guys don't get to see a whole lot of. But let's just get down and get this done. All right, bottom shelf again, kind of filler space for the time being, but it's kind of a little bit of Batman stuff. So this is some book folding art my wife did to make the bat symbol for me. This is just kind of a stress thing that I have. Batman the Animated Series, all 4 seasons. This thing, again, you just kind of tip it. It's kind of like an hourglass, but it's kind of just got goop. So if I'm ever just kind of having an off day, sometimes I'll just flip that and just stare at that for a while. Behind here, we've got my Animated Series Batmobile bottle opener and a really cheap bat signal. Doesn't really light up very well. Of course, the piece that kind of led me back down the collecting road was from my wife and my kids. Box has been opened, but stickers and it's never been applied. Still wrapped in the plastic, so I still love this thing. My stuffed little Joker my wife made for me, and then just an abundance of different animated stuff. There are some titles missing, like Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Carter has those out right now. But Batman, Brave and the Bold, Superman, Batman Beyond. So a bunch of those other stuff. So those are just kind of in behind right there. And then, of course, this kind of ties in with the sequel shelf right there. I know we were talking about this in the stream. I'm okay with this stuff. I mean, they're troopers. There's some differences with them. Some of them have different paint aspects on their helmets. Some are slightly different colors. And I'm okay with that. It's just when you get into, like this guy, Hux, who looks nothing like Hux. The Wrens are hit and miss. I will say probably this one would be one of my favorites. Not even the Supreme Commander one. That one bugs me. But, you know, we got Phasma, Battle Damage Phasma. I love that figure still. You know, the Jet Trooper is fine. I prefer the white over the red. The First Order Trooper, the Sith Trooper is pretty cool. And we got Pyre, and we've got Cardinal. I love the Snow Trooper design. So, yeah, just a whole bunch of difference. I do have more of these guys. I just didn't think it made any more sense to put any more out there. Because, honestly, except for that updated Trooper design with the arms, they're garbage. They fall over all the time. I get really frustrated with this shelf out of all of my shelves. And up, and kind of a New Hope-ish feel, sort of, for right now. But we got Wedge, we got Luke, we got Wedge's R2 unit, we've got R5D4. That was my $10 pickup the other week. So, because I have R5D4 in the Mando shelf as well. But, so we got 3PO, Death Star Commander, Luke, and Han, and Chewie, and Leia, and Episode 4 Vader. We've got the Stormtrooper. Obi-Wan's hanging his head in shame. Guess his hood fell a little bit. R2's down there, and the Jawa as well. So, the only one that's kind of missing, and I just put him in as a placeholder, because Farm Boy Luke's over in his speeder. So that should be Farm Boy Luke, and then, of course, the Tusken Raider, who I gave to Shabby. And I know I've got a replacement coming, so that's the only one I'm short for the time being right now. But the Rebel Trooper, I love that figure. Greedo, still a great figure to this day. Good old Grand Moff Tarkin. We got a little bit of Luke and Han in Trooper disguise. And then this is when we get out of A New Hope, because, again, I've got shells to revamp, and I had no place to technically kind of wedge these guys in, but this would be the Empire Strikes Back Bounty Hunter crew. So, Boba, Zuckuss, 4LOM, IG-88, Bosk, and Dengar. So they're just chilling. And then we've got the Dewback with the Gray Pauldron Sand Trooper and that gorgeous, gorgeous new mold Stormtrooper. My favorite figure of last year. Alright, now we're going up. Mando. So it's time for me to stand up as well. That's better. So we've got in behind, which I wasn't going to collect. We've got all the credit collection figures. I am glad that I have them now. I love the card back. These will never come off the card because the figures, like I said, they don't make any sense off the card unless you're just going to use them for custom. But I think they're just beautiful. So we've got the Biker Scout with the little pouch. It's got the Grogu head in it. Remnant Stormtrooper, Gideon, again, that beautiful Stormtrooper. The Incinerator Trooper. The Death Trooper. That's just the regular one. That's the one that's going to be coming out in Archive Wave 2 again. I need to get at least one more of those. I've got a TIE Pilot in here, and the only reason I can justify that was he was part of the 40th Empire Rave, and I was like, hey, I saw a TIE Pilot in an episode of The Mandalorian. I better add one. So I bought him. Zuvio, because I still swear it's Zuvio or a species that's been in The Mandalorian. Plus, I think he just fits better with these guys. There we got IG-11, Grief Karga, and then I just put my Jedi Luke with just covering, because he's got his pistol out right now. So just to cover up the side armor or whatever. Again, not the best figure. His hips are garbage. We've had this figure a few times. It's time to redo that mold completely. My Frog Lady, 6-inch scale, done as a 5 POA from Mr. B. Just love her. And then we got Mandos. We got episode 1, season 1 Mando. We've got full Beskar Mando. We got, Cara Dune, I'm gonna miss you. Of course, we have Queel. Another Biker Scout. Right now, just kind of chilling out. And we got Grogu sitting in his little contraption. Now, the stuff I showed you over on the other side, Again, that had the build-up pack Mando with a custom spear done by David C. Heavy Mando, the Armorer, Bo-Katan. So that's kind of what this gap here is. All right, and we're up into the Rebels. Kanan fell over again. So Risers, that's the name I was looking for. I don't know why I felt that was a difficult name to remember. But the updated Rebels crew, we got Zeb, Ezra. The only ever way you're ever going to see him in my collection is posed with that stupid helmet. Just so I don't have to see his stupid face. Kanan, had Hera, Ahsoka, Chopper, Hondo's droid, of course, Hondo, and Thrawn. And then Sabine will go right here. This is just kind of a jumble for right now as well. We've got Bad Batch, Crosshairs and Hunter, plus that elite trooper. The Blurg that Mr. B painted and sent to me. And then, again, no rhyme or reason, just because. Kind of a gaming greats. Yeah, it's all over the place. So we got BT1, 000, Dr. Aphra. We've got our Purge Troopers, Second Sister, that biker scout that I did up with the gaming great one from the Fallen Order, and I did the Pauldron. Cal Kestis with his was it BD1 or whatever. And gaming greats Django, Nihilus, Jedi Revan, and the gaming greats, the battle droid. So this is just kind of all whatever. But again, a few risers in there. You know, I think it makes a little bit of difference. Maybe once they get filled out a little bit more, it'll look a lot nicer. But one more shelf to go. And this one's really full. So, yeah, it might be the most difficult one to see. But we'll start off in the back. And it's just the Phase 1, the Skittles colors going on, sort of, except for blue. Phase 1 clones. So we got yellow, red, green, white, blue is the newest one. Same thing over here. You get the 501 squad. Green, blue, yellow, red, and we got regular plain old snowflake white. The Geonosian battle droid, the regular battle droid. Ahsoka's clone. Just a Phase 1 clone in behind. Another Phase 1 clone over there. Kamino Trooper. We got Kenobi in his armor and that new Ahsoka. And then the space right here is where the Loyalist and the Mandalorian, they go right up there. And then down at the bottom, of course, we got Grievous, the Senate Guard, Cad Bane, Asajj, Darth Tyrannus, Darth Maul, and we're getting into like Fox and Gree and Bly and Wolf and Rex and Cody. And then hopefully you guys can see. And a majority just Jedi. So Fisto, I've got like the Anakins kind of lined up. The Obi-Wans that are lined up for now. Mace Windu, Plo Koon. Just some great looking ones. I can't wait till my replacement comes to replace him. I'm hoping that hand's going to work, or maybe I may have to do a darkening because he didn't get the new hand. And of course, Jar Jar Binks. Oof. But yeah, so my regular Jango Fett, he'll normally be right there. So this shelf I do need to break up because we got Clone Wars, we got episodes 1, 2, and 3 going on. I think it is my nicest shelf, but it is difficult to see the ones that are in behind, so it almost needs like one riser up, and then the ones on the top I think work really well. So yeah, so hold tight guys, I'll give you my closing thoughts and we'll be done. Hey guys, so yeah, that was is my collection update for spring of 2021. This was part 2. Again, things have changed since I recorded part 1 into part 2. I've done part 2 a couple of times now, just because through some awesome people out there that have sent me some recent things, I've had to move the shelves around a little bit just so I can get more things displayed. What I'm not complaining about, it blows my mind, you guys, but I got some more new pieces to add in. Definitely, I got to blend that Kevin Smith Funko in. I've got more of those 86 Studio Series to get into and redo that shelf as well. So it's, again, a collector's collection is always evolving. So every time you think maybe you might be caught up, you can take a seat back and just stare and go, I love my collection. And then there could be a ding dong or a knock at the door, or you go to the post office and go, all right, what do I got to move now? So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun doing it. It really opens your eyes to take a look at stuff that you haven't really looked at in quite a while. But yeah, this has been it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Look for the next video to drop and the next live stream. Again, comment, share, like, subscribe. All that usual YouTube mumbo jumbo. We'll catch you in the next one. Later, eh?